How to deal with the loss of loved ones. This is the topic today. There is no one-size-fits-all approach to grieving. It depends on many factors like your emotional strength, life experiences, your personality, your mindset, your kind of connection with the person, etc. So, dealing with grief is different from every single person. It's about coping with change. You have to understand this. It's not easy to find a comfort in the path of grief. Sometimes it takes a lot of time. I can give you some advice on it. Dealing with grief can be exhausting and confusing with the life. We thought we understand grief, but soon we realize that we don't. When you suffer the loss of a loved one, it's an extremely painful experience in life. Because of those emotional connections that held you together, and all of a sudden that relationship broke down. So that time the situation of grief is natural and it's normal. In life of grief, there are peaks and dips, and they always happen in unpredictable ways. In the experience of grief, many symptoms may arise. I mean the physical symptoms. You won't be able to sleep at night. You might experience high level of stress and depression. And the most important symptom is fear. The fear of change, the change that affected unexpectedly in our life. That's not an easy thing. That's painful. The high level of confusion, anxiety, and fear, these are the key issues people face in the weird process of grief. You might feel better for a while and then worse. And that's normal and it is natural. Sometimes mind refuses to believe that the person is actually gone. So there will be a period of disbelief. A period of disbelief. It will be difficult for you to accept that the person is gone from your life. And it's going to affect physically and emotionally. You have to acknowledge that these situations exist. The period of grief may be a few days or weeks or months. It depends on your personal capacity to handle the changes and your inner life experience to handle the pressures of life. All this is natural. You have to accept that these symptoms are quite natural and normal. When you suffer the loss of loved ones, expect these things to happen. But then, going through it, you have to recover, recollect yourself, and decide to move on with your life for your sake and for the sake of the person who has left. Remember this. You are so precious. And think about your capacity to recover and overcome the grief as soon as possible. This is you need to do. At the same time, let me give you 6 quick suggestions that may help facilitate your grieving after experiencing a major loss of loved ones. These are the 6 tips, you can say, or my 6 suggestions. The first is your time. Allow yourself enough time to grieve and find a good space to focus on your life changes and find ways to work through the negative feelings triggered by the loss of loved ones. The second point is you must be patient. Be patient and gentle with yourself. Be aware of yourself and your healing process. It needs time. The focus on your healing process patiently and gently. And the third point is acceptance. Accept that your life is going to be terrible for few weeks and months. Accept that your life is going to change and it's normal. Accept that there is no shortcut to grief. This is a fact. There is no shortcut to grief. You have to accept that. And also accept that grief can trigger many different and unexpected emotions. Move ahead one step at a time. That is the solution. You have to face it. The next point is give attention to your body and mind. If you know how to do physical workouts, the fitness workouts, go ahead with it. Try to do some physical workouts when you get a space, maybe even 10 minutes or 20 minutes, still fine. Stick to that. You have to do it every day possible. Do not make life-changing decisions without getting the relief from the grief. That is another point. Simply focus on your own way of simple life. The fifth point is seek care and support from the right people, the right kind of people. Be careful with the people who take advantage of your weak moments or bad situations. Keep a distance from wrong people. Seek out face-to-face support from people who care about you. And also, do not hesitate to consult a counselor or a psychologist if necessary. And finally, educate yourself. It will definitely help you to trust the process of grieving when hope seems difficult to find. Remember this, knowledge is power. Bring knowledge to yourself. Everybody has to go one day. You know that, right? So when the sun set, we don't grieve for it. We know that it rose and it will set. Something that was bound to happen. Then why should we feel so bad about it? One day we will go ourselves, All these relationships will all wither away one day. Always remember this. Everything is temporary in life. There is change, there is hope, and there is healing.